Hey, Raindrops. Yes, I have a big announcement to make. Because my favorite shows are my own creations, yes, the Love and Marriage franchise and Bell Collective, I want to do something different as we sort of recap these amazing series. So instead of me talking about it all the time, although I know I can, how about I present a cast member from Bell Collective talking to a cast member from the Love and Marriage franchise, and they can talk about their respective shows and spill all the tea, get to know each other. Some of them do, some of them don't, but it'll be fun. Yes, please enjoy and make sure to like and subscribe to this channel.
Oh my girl, you pull up in a double R. You better pull up in a double R. I'm so glad you're here.
Huntsville, I am
you
here.
look so good. Let's go. Girl, we had to put these shots right quick.
Look, I feel some type of way because you know they say I'm an alcoholic and you gave me the bigger shot.
Oh, they say you're alcoholic.
That's what they say, girl.
Girl, we gotta get into it.
Let's get into it.
Shot though. Let's take a shot.
Ooh.
I say
Love
y'all all
this
the time. Listen, it's crazy that we have literally came this far
Wait.
to be
Put
sitting
this
up
seat.
here. I got you.
Take that full shot.
Oh, girl, I could have finished this for you.
No, that clear. I need to finish. Let me try it. Hold on. Before we go. I'm glad we can cut this shit.
We keeping this in here. This not getting cut. This ain't getting cut. No.
Look, no cutsies, honey. No take backs.
You don't think it's crazy though?
Yeah.
Like we really came the fuck up.
Stormy, when I say came up from acreages to. Listen, you remember when we started in your mom's shed?
I do.
We was on backyard. You was trapping it out.
2013, 2014?
I can't remember. I just know it was so long ago. And
It was so
I was
long
just
ago.
starting my business, and I remember you had created the canvas serum,
The serum, yup.
and you was afraid to sell it.
I was.
And you was like, I use this
That
on my
shit.
clients. And hell, it had grew my hair, so I was like, girl, what we waiting on?
And you know it's so crazy because I feel like now when we take into account like what we are now and like how we were even vibing and meshing back then, like you couldn't tell me you wasn't gonna be great. And the same I feel like you saw me the same way. And it's like we didn't know where we was gonna end up, but we still ended up exactly what we thought each other would be.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
That's so true.
That is crazy.
Like just from our upbringing, like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I
And
remember you like always coming up with innovative ideas. I'm like, this bitch done got a vending machine. Not only did you have a vending machine, your ass had lines out of the mall.
Listen,
Okay?
but you know what? I was so stressed out. You remember you had to make up some flyers and overnight them to me for the vending machine.
I did.
Yes, you remember that?
I do now.
Oh my
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yes, look, you wasn't there, but when I say you helped me out so much with that vending machine opening because it was crazy.
I do remember this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Yes.
And now we both on fucking own network.
Carlo.
With
his crazy age.
Oh my God,
Girl.
Carlos don't play. Like this crossover conversation, he did that though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw the first one, I was like, but he did that.
Look, you should come on over to Bell.
You already know they think I supposed to have been on bail anyway. You know the rumor is I auditioned to be on bail and I got turned down. Girl,
Why do you think that you would?
I don't know. Like it's so many weird rumors amongst like the fans. It's either I auditioned to be on bail and I got turned down, or it's I moved to Huntsville to be on Love and Marriage when I've been in Huntsville since 2012.
Now, Stormy, that was never the case. Like, I don't think I ever heard like Stormy wanted to be. Maybe because I know.
I didn't even live in Mississippi.
You didn't, but honestly, I did want you to be on the show. Like when it came to me, like I instantly thought of you because I'm thinking of bosses, like who are boss women, and I knew what line you were in, and I knew you meshed well. To me, it felt like you meshed well because you the epitome of like Southern Belle, boss, class, like all of the above. So why not bring Stormi in? But you didn't stay in Mississippi, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Well, listen, what is up with? I want to say Tisha said she gave you the what was it, the hat, or she put your name in the hat. What is that? What is that? Because like when I watched Bell Collective, when I actually saw the cast from Bell Collective, I was like, I don't know these bitches.
Yeah, look.
I know Tree.
Look.
I was like, who you know, because like
you and
you
everybody
can't
else.
miss you. You was doing your shit. You was doing your big one. You everywhere on the radio. Like you doing this, you doing that. Like I didn't know nobody.
And you know what? The crazy thing is, I actually saw that interview that her and your Tisha did, and when she said that she threw me in the hat, and I mean, I'm cool with it because you did. My thing about it is, you wanted boss women, and if you want boss women, you're gonna come to a boss. I mean, let's be honest, you didn't even throw yourself in the hat, so that says a lot.
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is.
Oh my God! So we getting a tea on how Bell Collective collected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to be honest, like when the show was first pitched, Marie, she wasn't even considered as a Belle. It was Essie all along.
Oh, Essie's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
They go with Mary.
I actually like Essie.
You do?
Yes. Like I get good. Listen, although me and Maria have our issue, I can't say that I do like Essie. I feel
good.
like, she's the forefront. She's actually the brains behind the operation, and she's more logical. She's more like, I mean, this is her business. So.
Is that tea? That's some tea?
Look, allegedly. I don't know.
Oh my God, what's been going on with y'all over there though? Because it's been a crazy thing over here. Like it's like
with Bell Collective, when I came into the whole situation, I wanted it to be all about my business and actual women entrepreneurship and women uplifting each other. But come to find out, it's backstabbing and lies, and I look at her. I don't want people to look at her this way, so let me tarnish her. Like, I worked hella hard for everything that I have. I was SBA's Young Entrepreneur of the Year for the state of Mississippi. I have a lot of accolades, and I'm Googleable. And I was Googleable way before the show.
I always fucking say that. Like,
it's Googleable word. Googleable.
It is today. Googleable, bitch.
Googleable.
No, that's something I always have said too, like before the show, because I feel like my experience being over here with Love and Marriage, it's already kind of hard because y'all got to build a show as a collective from the ground up.
Yes.
I'm coming in to what's already considered the core six, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know things are always changing. However, I'm still coming into something that is established as the core six, and it's like, for me, I always felt like I already had a name before the show. It's been clear, like, this Huntsville is small. People know me, and I feel like because the core six have a name over here, it's like they want to use that against somebody who come in already who they are. Like, this didn't make me, like, nothing. Matter of fact, I have seen my most success not even being on the show. Like, just now, we went viral on TikTok for my business. And I'm always talking about it, and I feel like I'm always having to fight for that because at every turn, it's like, I don't know if you catch the little shade, but it'll be something said like, oh, we didn't know her. It's just Huntsville. Everybody know me. Or everybody know Courtney. Like, let's not do that. But because of the platform, I feel like I just had to, like, a rougher end. And I always be like, I wish, like, I could have had a moment to start with a show that was just new and up and coming. Because the core over here is just what it's going to be. And I feel like I'm always fighting against it.
But the thing is, like, I came in and, like you said, I was in the beginning. Like, I was with the girls. Like, we helped establish the show. But I'm in the same situation as you. So I don't think it's necessarily like when you come into the situation. It's, hey, with me, I feel like it's jealousy. And not necessarily jealous of, oh, my God, Latrice's life or whatever the case may be, but it could be as simple as you hate the way that people look at me or perceive me. You hate how I move because at every given moment, and I didn't even know this, like, these women, they try to tear me down in every single way and try to discredit me when it comes to my husband because I do have an older husband. And when you guys knew from jump what it was with me, how my success, if you don't see yourself or if you feel like you can't do what the next woman do, then you tear her down. It's always you discrediting her and uplifting a guy to make her successful because of this guy. When I got it out the mud. Now,
literally.
If my husband did do what these women said that he did, baby, I would applaud him like, yes, baby, my husband bought me a truck. He built me this house. I'm kept. I would love to be kept. You know, I love being a boss, but at the end of the day, you know, I would love to spend somebody else's money. But don't discredit me because of your shortcomings. Yeah. Like, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah. But another thing, like with my experience is, like, I had to deal with a lot of backlash online because of how I look. I have never people thought I was ugly until I got on Love and Marriage. Not. It was like, oh, your fucking nose touch your lips. You always looking like you smell something stank. And it's like, damn. It's like, god damn. And so, like, now, like, I'm dealing with that. And then on top of that, it's like I'm fighting to be, like, understood that I am not somebody coming onto this platform who want to use this platform, who need to garner fans from this experience, because I already had that.
You have a massive platform.
But the moment I say it, it's like, oh, you're unhumble, or it's like giving the air of you think you better than, or why you over here, or else. Like, for instance, Marsau told me before, when I did mention, I was like, oh, I've been at Forbes, I've done all this, like I already had a light. He was like, oh, that can be bought. Yeah. I'm like, that's what a hater would say. A hater would say that. And I'm like, why is it when I do it, it's a problem? And I feel like it's because they can't say the same. You can't say that. You can't say it even with being on this platform. Meanwhile, I can say it with the platform, without the platform, did it without the platform, doing it without the platform. Like, I was just on the news, and we didn't even mention Love and Marriage. We mentioned my business because that's what I put my heart, my soul into first and foremost. And I'm always fighting for that. And I'm always fighting against, like, people just not wanting to see it for me as far as, like, being on this show. Like, oh, she ghetto. She don't fit in. I'm like, I never identified as coming from the ghetto because I grew up in the country. However, that's how you want to perceive it. That's just what it is. But what's wrong with a person putting on and representing for that community? Because people from the ghetto or from the country need to see, hell, you can go up, you can glow up, you can do it, and you don't have to change. Exactly. Like, that was so frustrating to me, like, hearing people say, oh, she ain't got no class. They throw that shit out there like I'm insulted. Bitch, I'm rich. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I was getting to next.
I don't give a fuck.
I can be the most... Look, we have the Cardi B's. We have so many different examples that we can use, but at the end of the day, like you said, bitch, you rich.
And they try to weaponize it like it takes away from what you done, but I still did it. I did it without you deeming me classy, without you deeming me proper. I still did it. What have you done? So what's the shade? Like, what's your point? And, like, that's kind of where I'm at with it now. Like, my very first reunion, I cried about it. I think people thinking I was crying because they called me ghetto. I was crying because they was trying to call me ghetto as if it took away from what I've done. And it's like, no. I worked fucking hard, and my ghetto ass did everything they said I couldn't do.
Being ghetto, honey.
Amen.
Because, listen, I was looking at the show, and Marsau, he kept hinting, like, Stormi's culture. And, you know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because, you know, I thought Marsau was, like, a nice guy or whatever. But I hate that gaslighting, and to me, that's a little belittling. And that's something that I know, you know, when you come from humble beginnings, there's no such thing as belittling anybody. Hell, at my store, which they say is in the ghetto, you know, it's homeless people around, which, by the way, you know, I sell millions out that store. But I would sit and I would talk to the homeless people. Like, I would take them shopping. Like, you know, it's nothing. Like, I don't feel like I'm above anyone. So even when somebody, like, I can't take away that I worked hard in what I have. Like, I have a nice car. You know, I have a successful business. I have a loving husband, which we'll get into him later. You know, I have acres. Like, and I don't have to brag about it. People see it. Like, they see that I worked for that and it's here. But just because they don't have it, not saying that they could never accomplish it, but they try to make me a problem because I do. You know, and I don't want, like I always say, I don't want to say as a form of jealousy, but sometimes people can be subconsciously jealous.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing, and I hate it because I'm always rooting for the next woman. Like, always. We root for each other.
If you even go back to the first crossover conversation, Tisha said, when I met her, I said, why you don't pop your shit? I'm uplifting you. I'm like, I don't even think you hearing what you're saying. And like, how you were saying you thought Marsau was cool. I did too. Because when I first met them, it was totally different from character on the show. And I'm like, okay, I get the little characterization on the show. I understand it. And there was this cup it dance thing that went around. It was everybody, and everybody thought it was shade, but it was actually me like trying to assemble everybody to do some sort of marketing, because I'm big on marketing. You know, to like put their stars in a light outside of just what you see when it comes on every Saturday.
Right.
It wasn't nothing more than that. I reached out to everybody. And we were the ones who showed up. So when I was seeing them from a different perspective, and the perspective that I saw them from was good, wholesome business people, and then you start filming. And then the shade comes. And then I'm like, okay, I can rock with these. You know, we can 1-2. You know, when the $100 situation came up, I'm like, that's cute. But what frustrated me the most was when I would see Marsau off camera, like we were running to him in the club. He would always the club, honey.
Is it the cigar?
He been sent Tisha somewhere. His ass would be out there at the club, goddamn swiping up on somebody's phone by the bar. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Okay, but anywho, when I would see him in the club, he would be like,
"Wait, how old is Marsau?"
I don't know. He was something. When I would see him, he would always be like, "Don't take anything I said to heart. Just, you know, just playing. I said this about you." And I always would say to him, I was like, Marsau, you don't have to do that. It can just be real, and it's gonna be good. So when I realized that somebody would give me different energy, and then when the cameras turn on, they wanna play like that with me and expect me to be okay with it, that's kind of when I kind of was like, nah, I'm good on you. Yeah.
Okay, so I did see you and Marsau have like a situation where you called him a bitch. So let's talk about that, because, you know, on camera, of course, my husband called me a bitch.
Okay.
You called Tisha's husband a bitch. So let's get into the bitch word, right?
Okay.
So when you called him a bitch, Tisha was there, right?
Yeah, every time.
So how was you guys' interaction? What did she say? You know, was she like, girl, you know, don't.
Here's the thing. I don't feel like it was a problem in our setting, because we're filming a TV show. Anything that's high intense like that helps Marsau. Because guess why? Now he's a topic of conversation. He's going to get more camera time. He always say, I want my motherfucking camera time because I want my check.
Ooh.
He has always said that. I guess he get paid for every episode of him, but whatever. He want to be all the episodes. So, like, I think when he heard the bitch, he was like, yes.
Right?
Yes. I'm going to be the topic of conversation. Tisha was like, you know, she has shit to say. And even when she was like, I apologize. No, that scene, a little bit of that scene actually did air. We had a scene right after the town hall where I met with her at Black. And me and her was talking. We was just chopping up. Cool. She never had an issue. I had to ask her. I was like, you don't like me calling Marsau a bitch? She was like, nah, I really don't like that. And I was like, well, girl, I ain't gonna do it again because, you know, I like you.
Right.
And to be honest, I never called him a bitch again, because even when we were playing pool, if we go back and watch that scene, we need to put a little little box down there too, the scene, because if we go back and watch the scene, he brought it up. He brought it up. He was like, oh, that's selective outrage because you got a problem with me. He was talking to Courtney. He said, you got a problem with me calling you Mr. Steele, but you didn't have a problem with your wife calling me a bitch.
Yes.
I said, I didn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
You said you was the biggest bitch. And if we being righteous, I only called you that because you did X, Y, and Z. So I wasn't calling you a bitch. I was helping you understand why I called you in the first place.
You need to understand. You have bitch ways. Is that what it was?
You know, I get how, like, in some instances, or, you know, a lot of people will find it disrespectful. But my thing is with Marsau could have, like, ate me the fuck up, right? The first time I said it, he would have said, don't call me no bitch no more. I don't play like that. I would have been like, ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, shit. And that's what I was saying, because that's what a man would have done. My husband would have been like, bitch, don't play with me.
Listen,
like, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like anybody else would have, but not him. So I kind of feel like for anybody else to have like these strong opinions, like how we gonna do that when they didn't have it?
Mm-hmm.
They only got those strong opinions after they saw everybody else's opinion about it.
And see, that's the crazy thing. Like, if we're cool, if we're solid, you know, if you're a friend.
But peep this out though. Don't take that I say on camera personal, right? I'm just joking. Ain't that what you tell me?
Oh, that's what he told you in the club.
Yeah, right. So,
So now you're taking it personal.
okay.
You saw a few tweets or something, and now it's personal.
Yeah.
Or you think he's playing it up for the camera?
He's playing it up for the camera.
Because he really doesn't care.
He don't care. But here's the thing. I actually don't dislike Marsau. He funny as fuck to me.
He said, look, he reminds me
He don't seem like he takes shit personal. And I can actually have a little respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't bother me.
And I can see that he actually puts me on the mind of my husband a
Now
little.
he annoys me.
He annoys you?
Yo.
How?
Because he do too much. But he don't get under my skin like, I can't stand you, I hate you, I don't never want to, like, it's like, girl, go away.
So is he like, you think, a gaslighter?
Definitely.
Okay.
He do that shit for fun. It's sport.
Because Kimmy, she called you a gaslighter. And because I know you. Like, I know you know you.
Fucking direct as fuck.
You're very direct.
To gaslight, you would have to be trying to make the other person think they're crazy to prove that you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong. I'm going to tell you what the fuck I got to say because that's what I want to say and this make me feel good to say that. I ain't never bit my tongue with none of them. Am I blunt? Could I be rude sometimes? For sure. I'll take that. Gaslighter? Condescend? I may be a little condescending.
Just a little bit.
Passive aggressive, bitch, where?
Listen,
I'm too blunt to be passive.
I'm passive aggressive.
You are?
I
Give
am.
me some passiveness.
I think for me, because even on the show, like, I could literally, it's so much that goes on that a lot of people don't see. And my thing is, I be wanting, like, when the show airs, I be wanting people to read in between the lines, but I guess, you have to be blunt, of course, to get them to get it, because to me, it's just so much, I'm not going to say fraud, but it's like the over-exaggeration for me. With me is, what you get is what you see. It's no fabricating with me. And I think a lot of times, like, because, like, I'm pretty sure your show is the same way, like, because a lot of people don't want to reveal actually what's going on with them, then they try to put so much on you.
Yeah.
And try to tarnish you in a way that, is crazy. And I'm like, like, even with let's take the whole So Gucci situation, right? I feel like, hey, I gave you the platform. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, nobody was checking for you nor your husband, but I felt like, from a business point, like, JJ and the girls been on TV already. People know their faces, so This will be good. And she was a client of mine, so I was like, okay, let's just make it work. And the first season she came on there, it was all good. But then the second season with the whole real estate issue, which was blown completely out of proportion because, at the end of the day, I'm a businesswoman. So I think a lot of people was like, Latrice, you should have just had a conversation with her. And I don't feel like I owed her that conversation because if we're doing a timeline, she showed me one building, and this building was basically what me and my husband had already found. Because you was my castmate, I was willing to throw you, of course, the commission. Like, okay, she's my castmate. Let me go ahead and throw her the commission off the building that we found.
Yeah.
So we tried to do the deal. The deal didn't go through because we couldn't agree on the pricing. Like, you wanted this amount, and we feel like it wasn't worth it.
Right.
I'm still business. So anyway, I wanted her to, of course, find me other buildings. But she stopped communicating. She stopped looking for buildings. This was in February. Mm-hmm. So I purchased a building in October. So between February and October, if we had no communication about a building, what do you want me to do? You're not finding me any buildings. You're not doing anything to show me like, hey, I'm working for you.
Right.
So I feel like you quit on me.
Right.
So why?
Not even that in business. You're not obligated to go with somebody, even if they are your friend.
For
I
sure.
look at it to go where you feel like your business is going to be handled the most appropriate.
Yes.
So even if it hadn't been that long span of time, it could have been the next week. But I want to go this route now. I fuck with you. However, this is what I want to do for me and my business. That should be fine.
Yes, yes. And to just make that whole ordeal into something that is not a storyline to play it up for the cameras. Like, I just didn't appreciate that because, like they say, loyalty. I'm big on that. I'm definitely big on that. So that was just the case, girl. I could care less.
Child, I feel like this shit be stressing us the fuck out. Look, my motherfucking ass be going in the film like, what these hoes gonna be on today?
That part, you have to be on your P's and Q's because you never know. Like, it is crazy. Like, I don't know what plot or scheme y'all done schemed up on today to try to break me down, because looking back at the show, I did not know that, like, half the girls were talking about my marriage. Like, I'm looking back at it like, oh my God,
That was saying that?
Yeah, y'all were saying that. Clearly, you couldn't have thought that, because so your opinion, these allegations, which is why right now I have a lawsuit against Marie for defamation of character, because we're not about to play those games. I'm gonna stand on business.
Okay.
And business is big business. You're gonna keep my name out your mouth, and if you say something, it better be the truth.
I thought about doing a lawsuit too. With
Tisha.
Oh God. And that motherfucker, because I called my attorney and I was like, you see this? I was like, I can sue for this. He was like, you definitely can. Because a lot of people try to downplay that situation. Well, a lot of people don't try to downplay it. If they fuck with her, they trying to downplay it. But the truth of the matter is, my email address was on her website.
Oh yeah.
So there were people reaching out to my company. There was people making videos saying that we was in business together. There was a lot of things that tarnished my brand and brought me like duress. Girl.
And that's
so I literally was like, okay, but then I talked to her and she seemed apologetic over the phone. Right? Because I was like, this is becoming a thing. I just want to know like how it happened, what's going on. And she was like real cool about it. Then we get on camera and it's like, I'm not apologizing. I ain't girl for what, bitch. Because she called me a bitch. I ain't have shit to say, like, it's not that deep. But I was like, is this motherfucker trying to play in my motherfucking face right now? Like, what we doing? Because I know we ain't doing that. After I could have stole your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for all the plagiarism.
Do you not understand the mental anguish I had to endure?
Stormi, so she just copied and pasted the whole website.
No, it was like the shipping policy word for word, but the problem of it is my company email address was on her website, and everybody, because like Love and Marriage got some diehard fans. Like, I mean, video.
Man.
They was like, oh, they are in cahoots. Stormi knows she doing this with Tisha. She trying to do this. She trying to, with the odds. I'm like, no. I was like, no, like, what is going on? Then it lived on her site for some hours.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
like almost half the day.
Really?
Yes. And then what even frustrates me more is every time it's talked about, it's like, oh, the same designer who did your site did their site. I did my own website. I know it look good. I know it do. I know it look like I could not have done that, but my ghetto ass did it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, didn't nobody do my website but me. So why y'all trying to insinuate that somebody connected to me did something on your website? Because that's not the case. It wasn't no template. It was me. It was I did my website.
Even if that was the case, before you publish your website, you want to, this kind of like with any assignment, you want to proofread it, and you just want to do everything to make sure that it's
with any assignment.
With any assignment, you want to proofread.
Well, Tisha about can't spell, honey. So.
Girl, not
probably, I don't know if you've seen the typos, but they're real. I mean, the girl said breakfast, not breakfast. Like, damn, bitch. Okay, degrees where?
Okay, sorry.
What? Go back. Do it again. The fuck is that?
Do the degree again.
Do it again. that goddamn. I know you didn't get through here not spelling.
ICDC College.
Education, connection, get educated for free.
Stop. Okay, so I'll BS aside. I'll BS. Okay.
I leave that child alone. She can't handle it. She gonna be all right.
Yeah, because that whole plagiarism was a whole situation, and I felt where you were coming from.
It was not a good look. It was a bad look. But baby said I was standing on business. I ain't apologizing.
She stood on business and she did not apologize.
Did not look like a damn fool. Like, bitch, how you go? Girl, go sit down, your ass down over there.
Yeah, and people don't know like how that could have cost your business like money, you know, shit, your reputation. Like, I know Courtney, like, he's real private, right? And
yeah.
so is my husband. So how's he doing with the show? And the guys?
See, I'm always saying little stuff like, Courtney don't play like that, because he really don't. But Courtney also is very, like, conscious of how he come across. Because, you know, he a black man.
For sure.
Like, you have to be. You know what I'm saying? He already big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come out here looking aggressive. So, I'm always saying that because I don't ever want it to be a moment where he has to do that on camera. Even when at the pool hall, I didn't just walk off because I didn't want to go back and forth with Marsau. I know how I can go back and forth. And that could easily lead to Courtney being like, yo. And I'm like, I don't even want to put my husband in that position.
Exactly.
I'll do this shit with you all day when he ain't here. You know what I'm saying? But if you notice, every time I feel like it's finna go somewhere, because I ain't got no filter. You know what I'm saying? My man love that about me.
And Courtney's a protector.
Yeah, so, and I know, like, my mouth can be, like, raw. But I also feel like I don't open it and do that unless it's deserving.
Right.
Like, I always say I don't start shit, but I'll finish it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna be the one who antagonizing the issue, but if I feel like you coming at me, I'm finna come back at you harder. And when Courtney around, I'm like, damn, if they come back at me just as hard, he ain't gonna let that fly.
No.
When I can handle it, but I don't want it to go that far. But for him with filming, it was already like a pull to get him to do it, because like everybody think I wanted to be on Love and Marriage. I had no desire to be a couple on Love and Marriage. It was under the guise of me coming on this show one time, working with Mel for an ambassadorship to highlight myself as an entrepreneur, Canvas Beauty Brand. Marketing. It was a part of the marketing strategy that the team had put together for us at that time. Courtney was never on board with being a cast member, so I could never have even thought I could have been on this show. And then as I'm on it, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm feeling a little bit more. And then, you know, we had the whole moment with Destiny, and now I'm really feeling a little bit more. I'm like, well, Courtney, you come over here with me just for a little while. I don't think I don't mind it. So he came, but as far as like him just being all the way in the door, like as it stands right now, he still don't know. Every day he like, girl, you go over there and do it. I ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So when he show up, he be looking like.
Courtney is always, look, he's with it when he needs
like,
to
them ain't
be.
my people. I think he only like maybe Martell. Well, definitely Martell, because they knew each other before.
Okay.
You know, Love and Marriage was a thing, and Chris Fletcher, because they knew each other before.
I love the Fletchers.
I love the Fletchers too.
Oh my God.
They give like warm, cozy vibes. Yeah.
Yes.
I like the Fletchers.
I can sit there and watch the Fletchers all day.
Yeah.
Like, I love their family dynamic.
I do too.
Like just everything.
When they did their, I think I commented on Carlos's post, and I was like, they need their own show.
Listen,
I commented it.
I would watch the Fletchers.
I would watch the Fletchers too, especially like their dynamic with their family. I think it's very, very, very entertaining.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
And then they come across as like really good people.
Yes, it's a balance for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that you and Courtney have that balance? Like, is it any point in time? Because a lot of people say like, and even I say sometimes, you know, like my husband can be controlling. So do you get that from Courtney, or is he like free going and I'm gonna let Stormi be Stormi?
See, he just let me be me. Like, I've always been like a wild soul. Like, my motherfucking ass. I love animals.
Girl.
I'm some strays. I curse a lot. I always have. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always just accepted me for me. Like, if you come around my family, like, and we having like a barbecue or something, like, I remember the first time Courtney came around, he was shell-shocked because it was just, what the fuck?
Courtney's like, wait a minute.
My grandma was like, bitch, who your coat?
Grandma playing
You know what I'm saying? He like, Courtney was like, the going on? And then you go over there to his side, and it's like more nip tuck, prim and proper. But he never like wants me to conform to him. So like I even see people saying like, oh, why he didn't stop her from calling, Marsau a bitch. Courtney knows that I'm his wife. I'm not his child.
Right.
He's not trying to make me not be me. Now, if Courtney has an issue with something, I'm always conscious of making sure that I, give him that grace and that care and like, listen. But as far as him saying, you better not do this, you need to do this, sit over here, like we've seen Marsau do to Tisha, like we don't do that over here. It's like balance. It's like love. It's like warmth. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even fucking argue. Like he's like the nicest guy ever.
He gives me like Libra vibes.
He's an Aries.
He's an Aries?
Yeah.
And my husband is an Aries. Okay, my husband is an Aries and it's the complete
but not
opposite.
with me.
What?
That's why I'm always like, y'all don't understand this man look like a nice little teddy bear.
But he is
this
not.
motherfucker's a savage, but he's ruthless. I'm like, I try to tell y'all think it's me. He nice to me. He don't give a fuck about y'all, like for real.
And like, even with my husband, and a lot of people look at it like, oh my God, he that's her dad. Like I have an older husband and I do have dad issues. Like that's no surprise to anyone. But at the end of the day, they don't see that other side of my husband. Like you guys,
though, it's so sweet.
Yes, my husband is the most giving.
Yes.
Like he puts me before himself. Like I'm his world. It's supposed to be God, your spouse, and then everybody else underneath. It's me, God, then, everybody else underneath, and it's crazy. I know the love that he has for me. I just wish that, we televised it a little bit more. Like, he has his ways because Aries, like, they're like fire. He may have been mad right then and there, and he turned up on the show because he can't hide his feelings.
He real.
Yeah, he's
real. Sometimes he just be too real to be fake. You know what I'm saying?
Like the one scene where we were at M-Bar and he grabbed me by the arm, right? And he called me, he was like, bitch, whatever. Sometimes like, and what I tell people, we've been together over 13, 14 years. And nobody can tell me like as a couple, that when you argue, that, you don't say things that you regret, right?
So with the scene at M-Bar, when he did like grip you up, yoke you up, like, how did you feel about it? Like, cause I feel like with being humans, like we all have our moments. And I've always said like, I believe that as human beings, we're multifaceted. We don't have to be one thing. And just because you see somebody in an intense, heated moment, that doesn't make that who they are in their entirety.
Yes, and I think that moment right there, like, had everybody looking at him a certain type of way when he's really not that person. Now, I did feel a type of way, and I expressed that to him. You know me, like I don't like to be embarrassed, so I'll handle you in private. And that was one of those situations. Like, we sat down, we talked about it. I explained to him how I felt. He explained to me, of course, how he felt with the whole Josh situation, and he apologized for it. And we moved on from that because you can't tell me in a relationship, like even with the whole bitch situation, we've been married, over 8 years. We've been together like over 13 years. Like, I've called my husband a bitch probably 1,000 times. I don't know, maybe it's a Mississippi girls. We curse. Like I think I started calling him a bitch first. And it is what it is. Like, I don't take no heat. I don't take no offense. I don't take no offense to him calling me that because I know he did it out of anger.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those situations. So we moved on past it. If anybody said that they have the perfect relationship, then you're a fucking lie. It's all care.
Because nothing, when I say nothing is perfect, and I kind of want to start seeing that more in both our shows. Like, what I don't like is...
No. Let me tell you. But my thing is, like, they made a big issue out of that whole situation with the whole... Which I didn't know that they were trying to say my husband was abusing me and everything and all of that. But if I were to sit down and actually tell the story of how you guys' husbands are allegedly abusers and homosexuals, then that would be a different story. But we, you know, I'm not here to tell the next woman's story, and I'm not here to fabricate or anything. If I don't know for sure, then I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm in the business of love. What did he say? Diddy is love. I'm love. I'm all about love.
I love that. But like on our shows, like one thing that irks me a little bit is nothing is ever direct. I'm so direct.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't think people know how to take me, because whatever I have to say, I'm going to say it right then. I'm going to say it right there. And I'm just going to like reiterate it in my green screens. I've been watching the show lately, and I see a lot of like confessional thugs. And it's like, bitch, you did not say that to me when I was right there in your face.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, even with like the whole Tisha, you fake. I'm like, I'm fake because I tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make somebody fake? Because I tell you something that you don't want to hear?
Mm-hmm.
That's not fake. That's as real as it's gonna get. Like, what I'm not doing though, and is waiting till we get to our confessionals and be like saying some stuff I didn't say to somebody. Yes. And I really want that to end. I feel like that's a common thing amongst the shows in general. Yes. And I'm like, why is it so hard to be real upfront in the moment while we here?
Yes.
Why switch it up behind the scenes?
Yes.
Like,
you feel some type of way about me, stand on it. Let me know from jump that this is the way you feel. Don't get behind screen and I have to watch 3 episodes in and be like, oh my gosh, she felt this type of way about me when we was just on the phone 2 days ago and it was no issue.
And then I'm always big on, if you say what you got to say to me right now, right here in the moment, we probably can reach some sort of resolve without harboring feelings because of something we saw down the line. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say it right here. Put it on the table. Let's talk about it. Now, let's get it out. Say what we got to say, how we got to say it. And, you know, I feel like if we did that on our shows, we're going to be getting somewhere.
We can get somewhere. So where do you stand with all the women on the show?
To be honest with you, I like everybody. Regardless, I feel like there have been some low blows that had came my way, especially at the reunion, in regards to, like, business or anything that I have going on. But I've always kind of stood in my journey, my growth, and I don't take it to heart because I know people do that kind of stuff because they're hurting. But for me, like, I'm in a season in my life where I feel like God has blessed me tremendously, especially after a huge setback. And, you know, I told you about my stuff. So to have been in these last 4 or 5 months higher and more elevated than I've ever been, I feel super empowered in that. And I don't want to have beef with nobody. They feel how they feel about me. I don't care. I meant what I said. Like, I'm in this season, it's like I'm working on myself. I'm finna be the bigger person because I can go low. I can go toe to toe with the best of them. But right now, I just don't want to do that. I just want to be like, let it roll off my back.
I know that's right.
What about you?
Look, and on that note, you pretty much said everything, honey. It is love and getting money.
Right. We practicing gratitude all day, every day. What they say, always stay gracious. Bitch, Venus is on paper. When you know better, you know better. I'm so blessed to be stressed. Mad where, bitch? I'm not mad. I'm glad. I hope you do the same. Hey, how you doing?
Paid and glad. Glad and paid, honey. Blessed and highly favored. Do we need to say a scripture? What's the Bible scripture?
What is it? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, baby. I love it. Give me a hug, man. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it was good seeing you, so.
We gotta go get something to eat.
Yeah, let's go get something to eat.
Let's go get food. Come on.
Because I'm hungry. And you didn't cook, baby.